Right, hello everyone. I'm just going to make the video again from earlier because the video earlier was very rushed and wasn't at the quality that the videos should be at. So I wasn't happy with how it was, so I'm making a new one. So I just want to go over the USDcad trade we taken and why I actually took the trade. So if we start on the weekly on USDcad, so here we have a bullish order block on the weekly on USDCAD, which we are now currently respecting. As you can see, we've came down in it 1, 2, 3 times now. So that's 3 rejections we've had. On the daily, we have had this rejection block hold. Also, after hitting the rejection blocks, we've displaced higher, closing through this bearish propulsion block, which we then used as a breaker block for price to go higher. And also we have got back above this fair value gap here, so we have multiple confirmations here showing that price may want to go bullish, first of all for this high, then eventually this high, as we do have a lot of wicks in this area. So I'm looking for USDCAD to take out these wicks. And if we take a look at DXY, it aligns with our bias on USDCAD. So we obviously have this weekly order block here. As you can see there, I'm referring to this one just for those who are unsure what I'm referring to. So we have the weekly order block there on the weekly time frame. Obviously, we have also just closed above, this fair value gap on the weekly. So there is a chance we could trade up into this order block, maybe even these 2 highs here, which on the daily will look a bit cleaner. So if we go to the daily, we have these resting highs here plus this gap. This volume imbalance here is the first thing I'm looking at, plus this inverse fair value gap. So they're the current 2 areas I'm looking at DXY to potentially go to. And obviously if we have a bullish DXY, that means bullish dollar, which supports the idea of a bullish USDCAD, because obviously DXY is the dollar and the USD is the first pair. So that is essentially what I'm looking at on a higher time frame bias for USDCAD / DXY. So if we go to the 4 hour, these lows here, we have SMT inside a fair value gap. So I'm expecting obviously them not to get run. Also here we have a very, very, very small stop run on the 4 hour. As you can see, it's a very small one. So we've had a stop run inside essentially an order block, which is there like so. I know it's a bit messy because of the consolidation we've had on USDCAD. But yeah, as you can see here, we are inside a 4 hour order block and we've had a stop run. So I don't want to see price come below this low. And then if we drop down to the hourly, what have I actually seen? So we have this big fair value gap here. So there's our key level. We've had a stop run inside the key level. We've had displacement away, creating an order block. Obviously earlier we came down here, but this is why you always have to wait for candle closures and not get scared, because if you got scared and closed down here, look how we closed. We closed so bullish, still respecting the 1 hour fair value gap. Plus we created a propulsion block, which is this candle here. So essentially we created an order block, and then we traded down into the order block, closed above, creating a propulsion block. So now price shouldn't close below this propulsion block. That is what I don't want to see. If I do see a close below the propulsion block, this will probably indicate to me that I will may get out of the trade depending how it reacts. But as always, I'll update you guys in the chat. And obviously we had the SMT here as well. The SMT was with DXY. Let's do this. So the lows. So this low, we're looking at this low here. So this low here, as you can see, my cursor aligns on the left chart, aligns this low to this low. See how we made essentially a lower low here and a higher low here. So obviously it's a bit different to using SMT with, say, GU or EU. And you're probably wondering why. So on DXY, we made a higher high. So that's indicating that dollar is a strong currency right now. And if we have the SMT with the Usdcad with DXY, and DXY is making the high, this shows that dollar is a strong currency. And we are essentially buying dollar to be stronger than the Canadian dollar. So this is how you can actually use SMT when it's not GU and EU. It doesn't have to be like, the SMT doesn't have to be the same, if that makes sense. So this doesn't have to make a lower low, and this doesn't have to make a lower low. It can be the opposite, which is preferably ideal, because then that shows dollar is now strong, and that supports our idea of being bullish on USDCAD, if that makes sense. It was just a question I got asked, so I'm trying to clear it up in the best way I possibly can. So I hope that answers the question. And like always, the SMT is only valid once we get this closure here, because then that shows order flow is now back on our side, because we create order block and we also close very deep into this fair value gap here. So essentially now we have made an inverse fair value gap, which is just it's a bit messy, but we have order block, fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, propulsion block. So to me, on the 1 hour, USDCAD has now gone into bullish 1 hour order flow, but that is only confirmed once the SMT is there and then we have a change in order flow. If we have an SMT and we have this bullish candle like this, for example, that's not confirmed order flow. That's not confirmed SMT, because we haven't had a change in order flow yet. But once we get, say, this order block here on DXY, and then we get the confirmation here, the SMT is confirmed, and it also shows dollar is strong because we have a higher high here, which is what you want to see when trading a USD pair. So yeah, just a recap of the video, we've done a breakdown of the USDCAD trade and why I took it, and I also redone this video from earlier because this is a lot better quality video for you guys, because at the end of the day you guys are paying for my service, so I have to make sure that the quality I'm providing to you all is the best quality it can be. Earlier was just very rushed, so I do apologise for that. Hope you all understand. But yeah, just to break down the USDCAD and also how you can use SMT with DXY on other pairs like this. Hope that helps. And yeah, just one thing, I am going to take my stop loss off at 10 o'clock just to be sure, because I don't want to get wicked out from the spreads. I will put this in the message underneath as well, just so everyone can see that. But apart from that, now we're just going to wait for CPI to pass tomorrow. And yeah, just hopefully we can wake up in the morning, this trade started to trade higher in towards this high up here, and we'll assess how we're going into CPI. But apart from that, guys, trade safe, be safe, and I will speak to you all in the chat. Thank you.